welcome here to halftime of tonight's contest. We're joined by number 80, Brad Cannon, and our Cyclone Touchdown Club senior spotlight is number 80, Brad Cannon. Brad has a 3.9 GPA. He's a football standout. Started for 3 years for the Cyclone defensive end, defensive tackle. Brad plays football only, and he's looking to continue education next year. Brad, we appreciate it. Like we said for the other two that we've spoken to, first and foremost from me and Stacy, congrats on the GPA. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, turn the tide over. Let's talk a little bit about 4 years coming in. You've been a 3-year starter. This is your third year starting defensive end. Been on some good teams. Struggling a little bit this year. You've got a little brother playing. Little brother's looking up to you, seeing how you handle this. How does Brad Cannon handle the tough season so far of not having the expectations met? How do you handle it as far as here and then also at home?
Well, I mean, just being in a leadership role, honestly, like out there on the football field, I got to be a leader for all the under guys, especially, we lost 3 starters that I played with for 2 seasons in a row, and, that took a big hit. But, we're still kind of young on the defensive line, but at home, I'm just constantly pushing him to like watch film and just keep his head watching film and just giving him good advice, telling him some technique stuff and just encouraging him really.
You look at it and you look at the youth program. You've got over 160 kids playing youth club football. Turn around to T.A. Duggar, you've got almost 100 kids playing football. On Friday, any given Friday night, they're looking at you all. You are the role models to that 9-year-old. You are the hero to that 8-year-old playing. How does that put that in perspective as far as what it makes you feel when you go out there and you take the field? You want to lay everything on the line. How does it make you feel knowing that little Johnny's in the stand calling for you?
It means everything. Growing up, coming to high school football games on Friday nights, I was one of those kids, and I just loved the game and watching those high school football players, dap me up whenever they were running out, and me being able to do the same thing now and being an inspiration to those kids, just to be a part of something special here at Elizabeth. It's just great.
I have my last statement. I'll turn it over to Stacy. Whether you know it or not, you are you're paving a way for the next generation. You've got a legacy to leave for the next generation, whether we like it or not, whether Trenton liked it or whether Parker liked it or even going all the way back to Jerry Jenkins. You all are paving a way for this next generation. Go ahead, Stacy.
Brad, I'll mirror what Tony said about the 3.9. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. Let's bring up the people looking at you a few years, okay? 4 years now, you've been in the Cyclone program. Lost 2 games coming into this year, in those 4 years, those 3 years. Started out 0-2 this year. Now, as the senior leader, what do you do? I know you were out the first game, but you were there last week against Grip. What do you do now to kind of put this team on your shoulders and try to move it forward?
Well, really, we just got to push each other in practice. That's the only way we're going to get better. We compete every day. It's been physical this week. We had a tough game Friday night, but it's a long season. Anything can happen. We saw it last year. But really, just in practice, competing every rep. Fighting for every inch, because at any given moment, anybody can go down, and you just got to be ready for the next man up.
We do this interview at midweek, but Friday night you get a chance to go over and play at ETSU again against probably one of the tougher opponents you're going to have this year, in spite of what we've gone through the last 2 games in Daniel Boone. And on defense and offense on that line, they've got all these seniors back, and they've got some real studs there. What are you expecting Friday night as you take on the Trailblazers?
Just a hard physical game. Daniel Boone's going to give us everything we can handle. They usually do. It was a close game last year, and I expect it to be this year. They look to punish you on both sides of the ball at the line of scrimmage, and they have some pretty beefy guys on the offensive line, and they're going to come out low and hard and try to punish you, and they will.
How do you counter that? They come out a little hard, those big old boys.
Just play hard.
Good answer.
Yep, good answer. One final question for you, and this is the whole purpose of this senior spotlight that we do at the Touchdown Club here at halftime. What has it meant to you to be a Cyclone for these last 4 years?
It honestly just the relationships that I've made with, obviously people that have come up this year and people that have already graduated, and it's like Coach Witten and all the coaches preach it like every day, it's a brotherhood, and I've learned to believe that, and so have all the other seniors. And whenever we're out there in between those lines, I know they have my back and I have theirs, and I play for them. That's why I play. I just love playing for them, seeing them being excited. In the past 2 weeks, seeing the hurt look on their face hasn't been the best. That's why, we're pushing each other and every day just harder and harder so we can come out on top this Friday.
Brad, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for our senior spotlight here at halftime. And Brad Cannon, we thank you. We congratulate you on all of your success that you've had on the football field, but more importantly in the classroom. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tony and I will be back after these words from our sponsors with our second half tonight from William B. Green Stadium on the campus of East Tennessee State University as Elizabethton Cyclones battle with the Daniel Boone Trailblazers. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.